The Phillies look to get back on track and pick up their first series victory of the season as the Washington Nationals come to town for a 3-game set beginning tonight. There's this preconceived notion about the Phillies, especially their veterans, their hitters, their offense. When they face a pitcher that they've never seen before, they just tend to really struggle against that pitcher. And this weekend really didn't help that cause. Jacob Latz perpetuated that a little bit by the fact that he was able to get into the fifth, go 4 innings of giving up just 1 hit in Saturday's loss to the Texas Rangers. But the Phillies have a chance to put those fires out a little bit tonight as they face Foster Griffin in the series opener. No one on the Phillies roster has faced Griffin in the big leagues to this point. And big part of that is because Griffin spent the last 3 years in Japan pitching for the Yomiuri Giants, where he was an all-star last year. He posted a 6-1 record with a 1.62 ERA across 16 appearances for the Giants, striking out just under 1 batter per inning pitched. This offseason, he signed a 1-year deal with the Nats worth about $5 million and will pitch in the big leagues for the first time since 2022, when Tommy John not only shut his season down, but his first stint in the big leagues down. In total, he's appeared in just 7 MLB games and posted a 6.75 ERA over 8 innings. He doesn't throw particularly hard, with his fastball sitting somewhere in the low 90s, but he'll utilize 7 pitches, a cutter and a changeup specifically, against right-handed hitters in the lineup, and a traditional breaking ball, that sweeper he utilizes, he'll do that against the lefties. In total, he used 7 different pitches last year in Japan. Now, after facing Jacob Latz and Mackenzie Gore to close out the series against the Rangers, 2 losses, by the way, Griffin will be the 3rd consecutive lefty that the Phillies will face. He'll be opposed by Taijuan Walker, who will make his first start of the 2026 season. For the 2nd straight year, Walker starts the Phillies season in the rotation and will likely get a handful of starts before Zach Wheeler is healthy and returns to the rotation, presumably either late in April or maybe early in May. Walker then will be utilized similarly to the way he was last year. He'll be kind of a swing gate arm, able to pitch out of the bullpen as well as make spot starts when needed. Last year was a much better year for Taijuan Walker compared to 2024. And while his 4.08 ERA won't blow you away, it was light years better than the 7.1 that he posted in 2024. He did a significantly better job of limiting hard contact, dropping his hard hit percentage from 46%, which put him in the 3rd percentile, to 41% in 2025. Now, this was due in large part to the added usage of his cutter, which had just a 86 mile an hour average exit velocity. And while Walker doesn't miss a ton of bats, as you can see by the fact that he's in the 7th percentile in both whiff rate and strikeout rate, the cutter was utilizable for a big reason. It allowed him to miss the sweet spot of the bat more often in 2025, leading to softer contact and jam shots against left-handed hitters. Game 2, it's the game that we've all been waiting for what seems like an eternity. Andrew Painter's long-awaited Major League debut. That's the storyline of this game. The Phillies' #1 prospect and former #6 overall prospect in baseball makes his first MLB start on Tuesday night. After missing nearly 2 years recovering from Tommy John surgery, Painter pitched to mixed results in 2025 in AAA Lehigh Valley. Many will point to his high ERA, which sat in the 5s. But for me, the thing that I'm most looking forward to is the command. Painter walked 46 hitters in AAA, posting a near 4 walks per 9-inning pitch. In total, he posted a 1.54 whip in AAA, primarily because of that command struggle. But they do always say that command is the last thing to come back for a pitcher after Tommy John surgery. Take Sandy Alcantara from the Miami Marlins, for example, last season. He really struggled with his command early in the year. In March and in April, he walked 17 hitters through the end of April, but then just 5 in June and 8 in July. So while the command may come along slowly, it's something to monitor early in the season for Andrew Painter. The Nationals have not had an officially listed starter for Game 2, but my guess is that it's going to be Zach Littell, who they signed in the offseason, late in the offseason. And if you've listened to me talk about the Phillies for any length of time in this offseason, you know how much I wanted the Phillies to take a look at Littell and bringing him in to help the starting rotation. Obviously, they didn't do that. They felt comfortable with Painter, but Littell had a really good 2025 between the Rays and the Reds. Now, the one thing that we don't know is how many pitches he'll be able to throw or how many innings he'll be able to go, seeing how late he signed in the offseason. But the one thing that we do know he's going to throw a lot of strikes for however long he is available. He was near the top of the league last year in walk rate at just over 4%, and he generated a good bit of chase when he was outside of the zone, primarily due in part, I think, just because hitters expect him to throw a strike nearly every single pitch. Much like Taijuan Walker, Littell does not miss many bats, and he needs to do a much better job at keeping the ball in the yard than he did a year ago, because despite his strong ERA, he gave up 36 home runs last season. Then in Game 3, the series finale, it will be both teams heading back to the top of the rotation to turn things over for the second time. That means it'll be Christopher Sanchez getting the start for the Phillies, his second of the season, against Cade Savali for the Nationals. Sanchez was his typical self on opening day, tossing 6 shutout innings en route to his first win of the season. He struck out 10 and gave up just 3 base runners over those 6 innings in what was another incredible start. He's no stranger to facing the Nationals. This will be his 12th appearance and 9th start against Washington in his career. He's 3-2 with a 3.78 ERA over those 12 appearances. Somehow last year, though, he only faced them one time. He tossed 5 innings and he gave up 2 runs in that start. Sanchez has 56 at-bats against the current iteration of the Washington Nationals, most of which have come against C.J. Abrams and Luis Garcia, who combined are 8 for 29 against the lefty. Abrams specifically has had success against Christopher Sanchez. He's 6 for 17. He's the only National with more than 3 hits against Christopher Sanchez. Savali picked up his first career win against the Phillies last season, tossing 7 shutout innings back in August, but his first start of the year this year did not go particularly well against the Chicago Cubs. He didn't make it out of the 4th inning, going just 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, walking 3 along the way. The next at-bat for Savali against the Phillies will be the 40th that he's faced, and he's given up 10 hits and 12 base runners against the Phils to this point. Trea Turner and Bryce specifically have had success against Savali. They're the only Phillies with multiple hits, going a combined 5 for 12 off of him with a pair of extra base hits, including a home run. Now, after dropping 2 of 3 to the Rangers on opening weekend, the Phillies have a chance to turn their things around a little bit and win their first series of the new season this week against the Washington Nationals before they hit the road later in the week to take on the Colorado Rockies. How many games do you think the Phillies take in this series? And more importantly, what are your expectations for Andrew Painter's Major League debut on Tuesday? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're looking for and what you're expecting from Andrew Painter. And if you haven't already, smash that like button before you go. And if you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out along the way. It takes just a few seconds, and it really makes the channel better for all of us. And as always, we thank you for watching Philly Central.